We are expecting 300 movers and shakers, policymakers and investors from the world of new energy finance. And leading that bunch is Jim Rogers, the Chief Executive, Chairman and President of Duke Energy. And I'm very pleased to say that he joins me now. Thanks so much for speaking to us this morning, Jim.
Good morning.
We were chatting a little bit earlier on, and we were talking about, for example, we had the Copenhagen summit late last year. A lot of people see that as a bit of a failure. Was it a failure? Where do we go from here?
I think we went into the summit with great expectations. The reality is it didn't live up to those expectations, but I believe we made progress. We had over 100 leaders there. We had the Copenhagen Accord. We moved forward. Countries like the BRIC countries broke away from the 77 and said they're prepared to put a stake in the ground. So I see the glass half full, not half empty, and we need to build off this because it will be a journey.
And what do you, as an energy company, do against the backdrop of Copenhagen legislation, a stalled energy bill in the United States, for example? What do you as a company do? Because I think you're one of the few energy companies sticking your neck out and saying, right, yeah, you know what, we support this climate change mitigation.
We're in one of the most capital-intensive industries in the world. We build power plants for 40, 50, and 60 years. We make big bets, $2 billion, $5 billion, $10 billion. So every decision I make today, I make it with the assumption that there's been carbon legislation in the U.S. and there's a worldwide treaty. Because over the life of the plant, that's how it will compete. So I think it's very important that we use a portfolio of options, and every way we make electricity requires technological advances to be an equal contributor in a low-carbon world.
Now, I know you just got back from a visit to China. Is the U.S. in danger of falling behind in the technologies, in development of technologies for new energy, new cleaner energy? And what do you make of what's going on in China, given that, of course, we used to see it as this big potential polluter, but now it's becoming a leading player in renewables?
I think it's not only the U.S. that's challenged. I believe every country in the world is challenged. If you believe that actions speak louder than words, the actions of the Chinese speak volumes. They lead the world in solar panel production and wind turbine. They're building 13 nuclear plants with 10 on the drawing boards. Every other week they bring forward a coal plant. They're investing in carbon capture and sequestration and a variety of other technologies. So they are on the way in terms of not only commercially benefiting from a low-carbon world, but transitioning their own economy going forward. It is remarkable what's going on in China today.
And in the United States, as we say, the energy bill went through the House, it stalled in the Senate. Do you think it's likely to pass? And is this kind of dream of a global carbon trading system dead in the water, at least for now?
I think the conventional wisdom is there will not be legislation this year. It seems that Congress is bogged down with health care, financial reform, and other issues. But I believe after the midterm elections, people will come back and go to work and address the issue. There's a building consensus in the U.S., not just NGOs and environmental groups, but also corporations, that we need clarity. We need a roadmap so we can make decisions with respect to investments going forward.
And just very, very briefly, the OPEC summit, of course, is going on. One of the things that factors into your decisions is the price of oil. Where do you see oil prices going this year?
I see oil prices only going up because...
$100 this year?
This year, I see it going up, primarily because of the growth outside of Europe, outside the United States, but really in India and China. That's where the real growth in economies are going to occur.